Hi everyone, Midori here. Welcome to my channel. I am so excited to bring this video to you. I completed a 30-day journaling challenge because of the potential impact that it could have on my life. And I'm really excited to share the benefits as well as my experience with the challenge. So let's get into it. All right, here are the benefits to journaling. Number one, it improves your emotional well-being. It can help you manage anxiety, cope with depression. It really is a great stress reliever. So how is it able to do these things? When you're journaling every day, it can help you find your voice. It allows you to identify the root of the anxiety or the stress so that you can work towards a plan to fix it or address it. It's very similar when you are managing depression with its ability to track your day-to-day habits, things that trigger you, negative self-talk, and to work towards combating that with positive self-talk. If there's a certain stressor that is currently bothering you, it really helps to write it all out, get it all out on paper, so that you're able to put it aside and get a new perspective on it when you come back to it. It's a lot easier to spot the solution or the best way to go about managing the stress or the anxiety. So yeah, it is a great way to manage your emotional well-being. Number two, it actually helps to improve your physical health, which I found very interesting, and I'll link the information below. It has the ability to reduce stress, so in turn it can lower your blood pressure. I don't know if you struggle falling asleep, but if you do, writing and keeping a gratitude journal can actually help improve your sleep. So maybe try writing 5 things that you're grateful for before you go to sleep. So because of its ability to improve your emotional and your physical well-being, it is a great self-care practice to incorporate daily. So number 3 as a benefit is a great way to document your life. I recently watched a YouTuber, and I'll link her below. She was talking about how she has kept a journal for 42 years. And not only that, but she has her mother's journals and her grandmother's journals. And what a wonderful thing to pass on to future generations. Something so deeply personal. The way you see the world, the way you think, the way that you feel. I think it's super special. It's a lovely way to document your life. It's for you first, but I think it's really special when you're able to pass it on. And in that same wavelength of documenting your life, it is a great way to look back on older versions of yourself and see how far you've come. I started this to document my healing journey. And before I started that, I would always critique myself as to why I am not doing better than I am. But when you're documenting it, it's really easy to see how far you've come, how much you've grown, how much you've learned, how much you've changed. That is just another benefit to journaling. Writing about your life is worth putting on paper. And number 4, it is a great practice to help put you in the present moment. To sit down and focus on the page in front of you and just writing about your heart, your desires, your dreams, your worries, all of these things are important to put down into your journal. So that is the benefits to journaling. If you liked those, let me know which one you need the most in the comments.
I've always kept a journal, but I haven't really been consistent. So this took me 2 years to complete. Quite frankly, I wasn't really able to focus on this new journey and what it entails because I was so focused on my personal stuff, and it was just consuming me because I am a chronic overthinker. So especially if you've seen my other videos, you know that about me. So that is why I started this, was to think a little less about the things that are consuming me and think more intentionally about where I want this channel to go and where I want to go on my healing journey and my creative journey and my journey into being.
I am approaching the last third of my journaling challenge, and I feel so empowered. I feel like I can do anything. Now that I've talked about the benefits, I'm going to talk about my experience over the last 30 days. So why did I start this challenge to begin with? I started it because my mind was so weighed down by everything that was going on in the world, my own personal worries and everything that was going on in my life, just all of these things that were just cluttering up space, and I wasn't able to focus on the life that I wanted to create. And so I started this practice to help me focus and to document the process. So now I'm going to share what I noticed over the last 30 days with my own personal practice. The first thing I noticed were my bad habits and my compulsions that would come up. Mine was my phone addiction, and I touched on this on my last video in the Dopamine Menu video, so I'll link that video somewhere here. So I had noted in that video that I finally looked at my screen time and noticed how much time I spent on social media, and seeing that number and realizing I can't sustain that and creating the life that I want. So something had to give. So I started incorporating new practices to help combat my distractions, whatever I reached for dopamine. So since I became aware of how much time I spent on social media, I've actually drastically decreased my social media time. So take a look at my last video if you haven't already and see what else you could try if you are also struggling with this. What I also noticed was my inner critic. And I actually have noticed this before. I used to read my old diaries and journals from when I was younger, and I ended up throwing those diaries and journals away because I felt like my problems and the things that were bugging me at the time were silly and I shouldn't feel the way that I felt. And so I think it's very easy to be a bully to yourself. So noticing it, becoming aware of it, and then correcting it, even writing out some kind words to yourself, and be the person that the younger version of yourself needs you to be. I think being that person for yourself first makes it a lot easier for you to show up in a healthier way for the people that you love. So make it a practice, if you notice your inner critic coming up, to give yourself some self-love, to combat that criticism with love and kindness and grace and encouragement. So another thing that I noticed was the focus on my dreams. And I don't think I had that when I started my past businesses. This one, I realized that because I write so much about my dreams, that my dreams are more in focus, and it's something that I think about every single day. It doesn't get pushed to the side. So journaling about my dreams has really helped me to stay focused on my dreams and to keep pursuing them and to work towards them day after day, even if it's just moving an inch, and being okay with that inch and not getting discouraged. I will say I've gotten discouraged. I've read my discouragement all on there, but it's a great way to look back at the process and see how far you've come, and to see maybe where you're being critical of yourself. And lastly, this journaling practice allows the space for the quiet, it allows the space for the focus, and it allows the space for the being. As someone who has struggled with anxiety and depression, numbing, distracting, escapism, this has helped me tremendously. And so if you struggle with any of those and you don't already have a journaling practice, I highly encourage you to try it for 30 days. So that is my experience. If this resonates, I hope that you start a practice of your own. So that being said, let's talk about getting started and how you start a journaling practice. So first and foremost, get yourself a journal. If you don't have one already, I highly suggest just getting something cheap. I love these composition notebooks. They lay flat, they're inexpensive, it's really easy to fill a page. So try it out. You don't have to buy like the nice fancy journals. You can if you want to, and I have those as well. But I find that it's a lot easier for me to write in something like this than it is for me to write in something like this, especially when I'm just brain dumping. This, I feel like, is not, my brain dumps are not worthy for something like this, though I love them, and I, eventually will probably graduate to this, but right now this is what is easiest for me, and it's just, I don't care that I whine in this, I don't care that I complain. This is just a lot easier for me to brain dump into. So get what works best for you. So once you have your journal, ritualize your practice. get some more comfortable, try out different areas.
Most days I like to just sit by the window, have a hot drink, and listen to the birds, but you can.
Light a candle, sit in bed, get all cozy, whatever it is, make it yours. Try out different things and see what works best for you. Just some other quick little things that I think will help you get started is don't have expectations. There are no rules. Trust the process. Don't edit yourself, just write continuously. Don't worry about your spelling. Don't worry about your grammar. It doesn't need to be perfect. This is just a place for you to write freely. Be honest with yourself. This journal is for you. It's for your eyes. You can share it if you want to, but it's for you. Lastly, use the format that works best for you. I use obviously a physical journal, but I also use a digital. I use voice recordings. I use video journals. My journaling practice is a little chaotic. Use whatever works best for you. Try different things. The benefits of having a digital journal is it's a lot easier to search for things. It's a lot easier. This is going to be really hard for me to search for a specific thing. But when you have a digital journal, it's a lot easier to search things. So find what works for you, try different ones, and see what you like. But yeah, everybody's different. This is just what works for me. Try different things, dabble, see what works. So that being said, that is all I have for this video today. And if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really means a lot to me. And if you want to follow along on this journey with me, please subscribe. I would love to have you on this journey with me. And that is all I have. So until next time, peace.